Bonjour, soyez le bienvenu au Pokowari. C'est un cours en ligne et aujourd'hui, ce cours est désigné aux élèves de SHS 1 et je suis Abbiw. Aujourd'hui, notre sujet est basé sur savoir se présenter. C'est le sujet général. That is our general topic. Then under that, with the subtopic, we have l'emploi des verbes au présent de l'indicatif pour parler de la routine quotidienne. L'emploi des verbes au présent de l'indicatif pour parler de la routine quotidienne. We want to talk about the use of the simple present tense in describing everyday activity, things that we do every day. We want to look at how it is done or said in French. Thank you. Now, the objectives for this very lesson are these. 1. By the end of the lesson, the students should be able to talk about their daily routines using the simple present tense in French. That is the first objective. You should be able to talk about your daily routines. And number 2, students should be able to indicate the time at which an event takes place. The time at which the event takes place every day. And the last will be at the end, after going through all this, you should be able to write a short composition talking about one's daily routine. You should be able to write a short composition in French talking about things that you do every day. Now, because you've gone home for so long, I know most of you would have forgotten most of the things. So we're going back to do some short revision of what we've done before you left. That is talking about yourself. I want you to just quickly, in 5 minutes, talk about yourself to me in French. Now we can have something like this. Savoir se présenter. Et nous avons des questions comme comment tu t'appelles? Oui. Comment tu t'appelles? Il faut répondre en ça. D'où viens-tu? D'où viens-tu? Où habites-tu? Quel âge as-tu? Quelle est la date de ta naissance? Quelle est la date de ta naissance? Tu vas à quelle école? Voilà quelques questions pour te décrire. Il faut répondre aux questions. Answer these questions. Good. I believe you are able to do them. Let's move forward. Oui. Regardez les réponses. Comment tu t'appelles? Par exemple, je m'appelle Jean Oussou. Je m'appelle Jean Oussou. D'où viens-tu? Par exemple, on peut dire je viens de Takwa. Je viens de Takwa dans la région de l'Est. Je viens de Takwa dans la région de l'Est, ou dans la région de l'Ouest, dans la région du Nord, dans la région centrale. Oui, there are regions that we have. I mentioned any of the regions to help you to know the regions. Then, où habites-tu? You can say, mais j'habite à Santasi. Je viens de Takwa, mais j'habite à Santasi, un quartier de Kumasi. Quel âge as-tu? J'ai 15 ans. J'ai 15 ans. Ou bien, je suis âgé de 15 ans. Voilà les deux formes qu'on peut répondre à ces questions. Quel âge as-tu? Ensuite, quelle est ta date de naissance? On peut avoir, je suis né le 6 avril 2005. Et la dernière, tu vas à quelle école? Tu peux répondre, je vais à l'école à Opoko Ware. Donc, this is a short revision of what you've done before you left. And this morning, our topic, as I said, we're trying to see how best we can describe everyday activity using the simple present tense in French. So, let's move on. Nous allons observer un petit passage. Bon, let's look at this short passage. We're going to base our teaching on this. Maintenant, écoutez bien. Écoutez et suivez-moi. Je m'appelle Mamie Sewa. Chaque jour, je me lève à 6 heures le matin. D'abord, je me douche et après, je m'habille. Ensuite, je prends mon petit déjeuner. Enfin, je prends le bus et je vais à l'école. À midi, je prends le déjeuner. À 16 heures, je rentre à la maison. Le soir, je fais mes devoirs. Après, je prends mon dîner à 18h30. À 19h, je regarde la télévision. À 20h, je me couche. Très bien. Maintenant, écoutez. Toi aussi, quelle est ta journée typique? Toi aussi, quelle est ta journée typique? I believe you heard how I read the passage. You should be able to read the passage just like that. Maintenant, let's look at a few questions on this passage. First question. De quoi s'agit le texte? De quoi s'agit le texte? À quelle heure se lève Sewa? Que fait-elle après? Elle prend le déjeuner à quelle heure? Que fait-elle à 16 heures? À 18h30, elle... Il faut répondre à ces questions basées sur le passage. These are questions based on the passage. Before we go on, I believe you've done that. Let's check. De quoi s'agit le texte? I hope you've seen this expression before. S'agit. De quoi s'agit le texte? Does it mean what is the text about? What is the text talking about? So your answer, le texte s'agit de la journée typique de Sewa. Le texte s'agit de la journée typique de Sewa. Talks about what? Sewa's everyday activity, something that she does every day. À quelle heure se lève Sewa? For this one, I believe you understood it. À quelle heure se lève Sewa? Sewa se lève à 6 heures. Que fait-elle après? Que fait-elle après? Elle se douche et après, elle s'habille. These are things that we've done before we left. Elle prend le déjeuner à quelle heure? Elle prend le déjeuner à quelle heure? Elle prend son déjeuner à midi. Que fait-elle à 16 heures? Que fait-elle à 16 heures? À 16 heures, Sewa rentre à la maison. Sewa rentre à la maison. Et à 18h30, elle fait ses devoirs. Elle fait ses devoirs. Maintenant, identifiez les verbes dans les phrases. Identifiez les verbes dans les phrases. Première phrase, le test s'agit de la journée typique. Où est le verbe? You can see that the verb is what? S'agit. That's a verb. Le test s'agit. Deuxième phrase, Sawa se lève. So you see that se lève is the verb. Elle se douche et après elle s'habille. So the verbs here are se douche, s'habille. Then here we have elle prend le déjeuner. The verb said prend. Prend. Here the verb is fait, just like we have here. Then here it's what? Rentre. Rentre. And the last one is also fait. So these are all the verbs that are in the simple sentences that Sawa used to express or talk about things that she does every day. Now to you. We want us to talk about our everyday activities. So what do you do every day? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Let me give you some clues so that you try to form your. Toi, que fais-tu chaque jour quand tu te lèves? What do you do every day when you wake up? Now, here are some verbs that I've given to you that you can use to form your sentences. A verb like se brosser les dents. Donc, qu'est-ce que tu fais le matin? Le verbe c'est se brosser les dents. So we're going to use this one to talk about that activity. For example, se brosser les dents, we want to use, we can say je me brosse les dents. Je me brosse les dents. Puiser de l'eau, fetch water. You need to go and fetch water. So things that you do in the morning. Maybe you go to fetch water. So you are now going to use this one to form your own activities. Construct activities using the simple present tense. I have given you the verbs in the infinitive form. So you are going to try and use them to suit the subject je. I've given you an example. Je me brosse les dents. Ici, on dit je puce de l'eau. Hein? Or, je nettoie la cuisine. You can say je balaye la cour. So these are the things, some of the things that you do in the morning that I want you to use. À midi, in the afternoon, what do you do? For example, we have prendre le déjeuner, apprendre à l'école, rentrer à la maison, rendre visite à mes amis, jouer au football, aller au marché, se reposer, nager dans la piscine, faire d'exercice. If there is any verb here that you don't understand, quickly consult your dictionary. Take your dictionary and look for them. And when you do that, the word that you find sticks into your mind. So take your dictionaries, and if there is any verb that you don't get, you get the verbs and they'll give you other explanations in the dictionary which will help you. Maintenant, le soir, in the evening, what do you do? We have some activities here. Par exemple, faire la cuisine, laver les assiettes, faire mes devoirs, aider ma mère dans la cuisine, regarder la télévision. These are some of the activities. Quickly put them into sentences for me. Notez. I want you to note something. We have some connectors. When you are writing your sentence or your essays, we have some connectors. Le mot connecteur d'abord, premièrement, ensuite, après, enfin, finalement. Donc, in the first, just that we see some things of those sorts. We see d'abord, je me douche, ensuite, je prends. Then we have what? Enfin. They're all there. So those are. Yes, après is also there. Yes, après. Good. So those are the words that you can use to join your sentences. It makes the word to connect very well. Maintenant, let's take note of these things. We have 3 groups of verbs in French, which you have to know. From all that you've done, there are about 3 groups of verbs that we have. We have the regular ER ending verbs, which we call the first group. Then we have the regular IR ending verbs, which we call the second group. Then we also have the third group, which is made up of verbs from both the first and the second group, plus other forms of verbs. However, some of the third group verbs can be grouped again according to some patterns of conjugation. Yes, when you look at them. For the first group, because of the pattern of conjugation, we group them as one. Because if you know how to conjugate one, you can deal with the rest. So it is with the second group. But the third group, they don't follow any laid down pattern. But some of them can be grouped because they follow certain patterns. You can only get them when you read more on your own. Good. There's something also here. Note that the present indicative or présent indicatif in French represents 2 tenses in English. One, the simple present tense, which is, for example, if I say je mange simply means I eat. The same je mange can be used to express the present progressive, which is je mange, I am eating. So some of you sometimes, because of the auxiliary am, you are always confused in French and you want to translate exactly what you see here. So some of you will come and say je suis mange or je suis mangé to mean I am eating. No, it doesn't happen that way in French. So the simple present in French, the present progressive, all are expressed by the use of the simple